Okay, it's recording, guys. You may have got a comment saying it's recording. Hit OK. You're good to go. Anybody that has their sound or their video on right now, can you please turn it off just so they strictly hear me? And then when each and every demoer pops on, you're going to hear and see them clearly. So Dorothy, if you can turn off your sound. Nancy, you can turn off your sound. I think everybody else is okay. And then we're going to get things started. And we have a fun lineup, guys. And we're going to start off with Cindy, who's going to make us barbecue pork line, barbecue pork loin in the pressure cooker. Oh my gosh, Wendy, can you speak? I'm going to turn off my sound and video, and Cindy, take it away.
Hi, everybody. I'm coming to you from Fox Creek, Alberta, and we just hit a beautiful 15 degrees. So I'm anxious to get out for a walk when we're done the demos here. So as Wendy said, I'm going to make a barbecue pork loin in my pressure cooker. I've never done this before, so let's cross our fingers that it turns out. For those of you that don't know anything about the pressure cooker, it's got a lot of safety features. Like most pressure cookers, you need to have some type of liquid in it. And although you won't be able to see it, there is a minimum fill line in here. And as well, with pressure cookers, you don't want to overfill them because that leads to the potential of them exploding. And there is a maximum fill line on here as well. There's an arrow on the handle to help you line up the lid to put everything together. And the lid has many safety features as well. It has some vent valve and pop valve here. When the little yellow guy that we call Bob in our webinars is up, that means that your pressure cooker is at pressure. And when it pops down again, that means that it's depressurized and it's safe to open. Now this is a lock, not a handle. On the inside of the lid, there's many instructions in here. It tells you the minimum liquid amount, your maximum amount of product in here, temperature, maximum time in the microwave. It has the rubber seal, and I don't know if you can notice it's got little notches in it. And the lid as well, you probably won't be able to see that, has little lines, and you want to make sure that the seal is not lined up with the lines. You want it kind of just kind of across from them. And if by chance your pressure cooker overheats, this ring will drop down into your food and depressurize instantly. The same with this handle. If for some reason you need to depressurize it instantly, there's a little vent hole here, and when you open the lock, it automatically lets the pressure out. I'm going to start by putting 2 pounds of pork loin in the bottom of the pressure cooker. Just slide it in there. I'm kind of putting the bigger portions of the meat to the outside, because with microwaves that tends to cook faster than the inside. Next, I'm going to take my matzo bowl and I'm going to make the sauce. So the sauce calls for 2 cups of barbecue sauce, and I'm cheating a little bit today and I'm using bottled sauce. And it doesn't have quite 2 cups in here, so I'm going to add a little bit of water, which I would probably normally do anyways, just to kind of clean out the bottle. This recipe that I'm trying is actually meant for a slow cooker to cook for about 4 hours on low. But I'm going to show you how you can do it in about a half an hour with depressurizing time in our pressure cooker. You can come home from work and throw it together and cook it, and by the time you've got your Potatoes ready. Everything's ready. So to this, I am going to add a tablespoon of mustard. And I'm just using Coslick's sweet and smoky mustard. I've never tried it before. I saw it in the store one day and said, "Kate, I need to try it." I'm always trying mustards. There's so many different flavors out there right now. I should start blending my own. That in, and then to that I need a little bit of salt. And it calls for about a quarter teaspoon of kosher salt, so I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit in. It calls for chili powder, but I didn't have any, so I'm going to use some coco picante from Epicure. Just going to use a teaspoon of that. And I'm going to use a teaspoon of smoky paprika. And I just got these in my last order, so I haven't put them in my Tupperware measuring weights yet. So I'm just going to stir this up. It's looking really good. Scrape the little extra bits off here. Pressure cooker back. I'm just going to pour this on. Get all this goodness out of here. And if you wanted to, you could probably marinate your pork loin in this sauce for an hour or two, probably even overnight before cooking it. Make sure the sauce gets all around the meat here. And I'm going to line up my arrows. Turn the lid so that's locked. It's not going to come apart. And then I'm going to put down the second lock, just so it's totally locked. I'm going to put this in the microwave for about 25 minutes, and then I'll depressurize it. And if we have time, I will show you the finished results. If we don't have time, I'll post a picture later. Thanks, everybody.
Oh my gosh, Nancy, or sorry, not Nancy. I was just answering Nancy. Cindy, that looks absolutely fantastic. And who knew you could do a roast in the microwave in under 30 minutes, right? By the time you prepped and got it all ready, it's going to be like 30 minutes, right? Fantastic. We have up next, we have Nancy, and Nancy's going to be using our stack cooker, and she's making a full course meal in this. And it is steak, it's potatoes, and it's corn. Nancy, take it away.
Thanks, Wendy. If you watch the earlier afternoon webinar, you see me do all the prep work where I cut up the potatoes and I cook the meat, pre-cook the meat, or got it started anyhow. And now we're going to assemble it. So on the bottom layer is the cook. We're going to make cream corn. I already opened this one. So we're going to put in the can of corn niblets. Now I use frozen now and then because I just like the taste of frozen over cans. Some people say there's no difference. I say there is. Now, I just cut this with our can opener. And as you see, there's no sharp edges on it. And I open this one. Now to open it, spread your legs, grab the top, and pop it off. And once again, no sharp edges. You dump this in, Getting all of it out with our spatula, silicone spatula. We'll use proper terminology here. I'm going to give this a quick stir. It says combine all ingredients except for paprika. And then you sprinkle it with paprika after you got it stirred up. Okay, so I'll sprinkle a little bit of paprika on that. Wrong end. Would have dumped it all on. Just going to sprinkle a little bit of paprika on it. Blue tops, so they're very old. So we'll set this over there for now. Now the middle course is the steak, which I pre-cooked. And I've already wiped out the bottom of this. And we're just going to put the steak slices into the 1 3/4 cup casserole dish. Sorry, some of this stuck together, so separating it out here, so it'll be good. Okay, now I've got that done. What do I do now? Remove, wipe out casserole dish, top with, I don't have any carrots, and I didn't have any green peppers, so we're putting red peppers on, which I cut up with my serrated knife, and yellow peppers in. I forget things very easily. So we got the micro pitcher, which has the gravy in it. So we will dump the gravy on top. And I made homemade gravy by taking beef broth and putting it in the micro pitcher with some velouté. So now it's homemade gravy. I'm just going to give this a stir up here. And I'm using the open-ended whisk. Stir that up a bit. There we go. Now what do I have to do? Put some onion in it. Because you need onion with pepper steak. I'm going to call this pepper steak. Its official name is Oriental steak. Now, because I didn't have any carrots, we're not doing the carrots. I am going to add wort. I don't have any teriyaki sauce because I just find it nasty. So I'm just going to shake a little bit of soy sauce on it. And that will be ready. That'll go in the middle. Now on the top, we're going to put, yeah, I just stuck my fingers on the gravy. We're going, sorry, I make such a mess and I leave it all behind. I need somebody to come behind me and clean up. Okay, so we're going to put the potatoes in with some water, which I already added to it. We'll just arrange these around. And put the onions on top. A little bit more water. And it says to stack cook for 25 minutes. So we're going to pop this in the microwave. And, oh, one thing I almost forgot. If you don't have one of these, ask your director if she has one. So you can do a challenge. So you can do all your cooking in the microwave. The one thing I do recommend, if you're going to do a recipe, make a photocopy of it like this. So your book doesn't get all filled with sticky. If you're anything like me, you mix it all over. That's about all I have until the reveal. Thanks.
Nancy, I love this recipe because number one, you just did what you wanted to do with this recipe. And that's the beauty of it. You can add the ingredients you want to add to it. If you don't want teriyaki sauce, add soy sauce. If you don't want soy sauce, add whatever sauce you want. If you don't have carrots, add what you have. That is the beauty of doing these kind of recipes, and I cannot wait for your reveal. I'm up next, guys, and I'm going to make some homemade burgers. Gosh, guys, it's 12 degrees here in Ontario. I don't know where you're tuning in from. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed because it is a beautiful, bright blue sky today, and tomorrow's going to be cloudy for the darn eclipse. I don't know how much I'm going to see, but let's make some burgers. So I have 2 eggs. These are farm fresh eggs from a girlfriend of mine. And we're going to make some burgers with some of these farm fresh eggs. So I need 2. Just going to set these off to the side. I'm going to add in some Montreal steak spice, which I keep in our amazing spice shakers. There's 2 ends, so you can do what I'm doing and just dump a bunch, or you can shake, or you can open it up and actually put a little measuring spoon in there. This end will fit a measuring spoon. I just dump. I literally just dump. And then I had, this is actually one of the family packs of hamburger that you can buy at your local grocery store. This is one of the freezer mates that some may consider old, but guys, this was just available a couple weeks ago in the online exclusives. So keep an eye on your online exclusives, because I'm telling you right now, those online exclusives have some seriously good deals. I'm just going to give that a quick mix, just using the simple spoon, kind of break it up and stir it in. And I'm using one of our larger, this is the 19 cup. That's a bowl. Right now, it's the, guys, what bowls are on sale right now? I can't remember. Denise maybe has her,
Wonderlear.
Denise has her sound on. I'm just going to mute her. Okay. There we go. Can you hear me better? Wonderlear bowls are on sale right now. So you could be mixing in your Wonderlear bowls. You don't have to have a batsa. That's just what I pulled out right now. So just kind of mixing that all together. And then we need something to really combine, and in my opinion, give these burgers some flavor. So let's set this aside and this aside. I'm getting my mini chopper out, guys. Gonna take the cover off the blades. Keep that darn cover. Do not throw it out, because when you throw this blade into soapy water, you're not gonna see the blades. So you're gonna want to be able to pick it up with the cover on it. Blades, I don't suggest putting in the dishwasher, simply because it dulls your blades. But everything else can go in the dishwasher except this top portion of your chopper. There's a little red button here. You're going to give it a little twist, and that comes apart. This can go in the dishwasher. This, no. This is just literally a cloth with a little soapy warm water, rinsed out. Give it a rinse. Wipe it off. Make sure your strings do never see extended water, because that will rot your string. And I mean, that's why people are, saying my string broke. It's because they're throwing the dang thing in the dishwasher, and you don't want to do that. So let's get that binding ingredient. And I keep my crackers in a oh my gosh, my mind's blown. In our amazing containers for keeping everything fresh and critter free and whatever. These are your modular mates. And you can see I had 4 boxes of critters in this. This is the number 5 rectangular modular mate. So I pulled out a container of crackers here that, gosh, Let me check the date, guys. Let me check the date. You're gonna laugh. December 2023. But I know they're fresh because we just had them for lunch today. Crunchy, yummy, good. Keep them in your modular baits, guys. But let's use what's left of this package. Throw it in the chopper. And make some cracker crumbs for our burgers. Don't ever throw out your crackers when they're quote unquote stale, because you can do this. Ready? Crumbs. Ready to go. Throw them in your chop or in your bowl. Keep the blades out. And then just mix. You guys might get grossed out because I might use my fingers. Just because I find burger meat, especially for hamburgers, needs a little tender, loving care. So let's do it. Let's give it a squish. Mix it around. Get it ready. All right, we're ready. These are fantastic. Give me 2 seconds to wipe my hands. This is why I keep our Tupperware towels on my shoulder, so I can wash my hands in between.
I do the same thing, Wendy, for the meat. I use my
Pardon
hands
me?
too. I use the same
I-
thing when I'm doing the hamburger, doing the patties. I use my hands as well.
I just find it mixes better. So I have a bunch of our forms here, and these are flexible, freezable forms. These are the burger press forms. So I'm going to do one at a time here. And normally I use the ice cream scoop, but I'm just going to use our simple spoon here. And I'm going to put some burger meat in each one. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. And then you're going to take the form and you're going to go like this, and you're going to press it down, and you're going to give it a twist. Twist it all the way around like so. And then what I do is I take one of our citrus peelers. Another use for our citrus peeler is you're going to just simply poke a hole in the center of that burger. Why am I doing that? Because if you poke a hole, it's not going to shrink on your barbecue. So you are actually going to have this size burger on your barbecue. Who knew, right? So now I'm going to take the next form. I'm going to put it on, add the next one. This one I'm actually going to cook though. And same thing, take your press it down, give it a twist. Oh, dropped a little piece here. Take that citrus peeler, poke a hole. Now I'm going to get my micro grill out and take the lid off. I'm going to take this one that I just made. This is going to be my burger tonight. The boys are out doing boy things. You know, men, they all do boy things. And we're going to put this on the grill setting. So if the word Tupperware is lined up with your handle, that is casserole setting. But if we give it a twist of 90 degrees, put that down in, that's grill setting. And I'm going to throw that in the microwave for about 10 minutes I'll do the next burger with you guys, and then I'm gonna pop off and we're gonna have Larissa coming on with some cinnamon buns. But this is gonna go in the microwave for about 10 minutes. Now I can do 5, give the burger a flip, and do 5 more. But I'm just gonna throw it in for 10 and see what happens. We'll see you guys shortly. Actually, let me do one more burger. Ten minutes. Okay, so I have this stacked together. So one burger's underneath. Just gonna scoop another section in here. Like so. Take that press. Push it down in. Take that citrus peeler, poke a hole, and continue on. So we're going to stack these and then eventually put the seal on them. And we have burgers to pull out of the freezer whenever we want. And the beauty is they pop apart. If you want one, you can have one. If you want 3, you can have 3. If you want whatever, you can have whatever. All right, Larissa, it's your turn.
Happy Sunday afternoon, everyone. I'm making cinnamon buns, and I've done a lot of my prep ahead. I made the dough this morning and let it proof, and then I rolled it out, filled it, cut it, and let it proof again. The first proof was an hour and a half. It was a little too long, so it's a little overproofed, but they'll still be delicious. The second was 30 to 45 minutes, and so they are now puffed up, touching each other, and they're in the Ultra Pro round. And I'm going to just throw this in the oven at 350. Oh, no, before I do that, there is one more step for magical cinnamon buns. And that is the reason that I did not cook them yet. There we go. I don't know if anyone else has heard this trick, the magical secret ingredient, heavy cream. So I just picked this up at the store. And I need 2 tablespoons. So this is the micro pitcher, this is the small one. And I don't know if you know this. If you look straight down, there is a 1 tablespoon, 1.5, and a 2 tablespoon measure. So when you're putting your liquids in, if you hit that 2, you now have 2 tablespoons of liquid in there. I need to warm it up a little bit because you don't want to put it in cold or it'll prevent proper rising in the oven of my cinnamon buns. So I'm going to give that 10 seconds in the microwave. Just to take the chill out of it. And then those are going to go in the oven. The Tupperware that I used this morning for prepping and making those ready. So I had my That's a bowl for the dough. I had another small That's a bowl and my measuring spoons for the cinnamon, the brown sugar. I had the rolling pin for rolling them out, and I rolled it out on our silicone baking mat. Keeps the mess contained for the floured area. It also keeps the mess contained for when I was sprinkling the brown sugar and the butter all over. So here is my slightly warmed 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, and you just drizzle it over the top of the cinnamon buns. It soaks in, it makes them tender and fluffy, and it also, any of the butter and brown sugar that leaks out while it's baking, kind of turns it into this caramely sauce on the bottom. So that is a secret I actually just learned. This is my first time trying it with homemade. But I've also seen it as a TikTok hack for if you buy the Pillsbury or other brand pre-made cinnamon buns, to add a little extra cinnamon and then the heavy cream to give them an extra flavor boost. So those are going in the oven. 350. We're going to check them in 15 minutes. The bake time was, 15 to 20. So we're going to check them in 15. And in the meantime, I'm going to make the cream cheese frosting. So in my whip and mix base, I have 2 ounces of cream cheese from a brick and 2 ounces of butter. And I've been letting it warm up. It's still a little cool, so it might not whip up real nice. I might need to whip it up at the end right before my reveal, but we'll try it now. I'll show you the blades here. The whip and mix has 6 2-prong blades that go into it, so 12 beaters. It has 2 settings. Number 1 for your thin ingredients like your cream or your egg whites for frothing those up. And number 2 for your thicker, which is what this butter and cream cheese will be. You put the handle in, hold it tight, and it doesn't matter which direction you go. So I kind of hit a hard spot there, and so I just switch directions. And so it is mixing them together, but it's not, I think they're still just a little too cold. I think I'm going to pass it on to the next person, let this warm up just a little bit more, put it in a slightly warmer spot in my kitchen, and come back, make it up right before I frost and do my reveal.
That looks absolutely amazing. Really. Like, honestly, I didn't know that secret little trick that you shared. So thank you so much for sharing. And I think now we have Michelle up next with the overnight oats. Michelle, if you want to go ahead.
Hey everybody, amazing demo so far. So I'm gonna make the overnight oats. I kind of want to have it for my lunch tomorrow, so I always mess up what these ones are. There's a name for them. Anyways, I'm gonna use this because it's bigger. So I'm gonna start off. I'm going to I got the wrong scoop in there, so I'm gonna do it this way. Half cup of oats in. Quick oats. They're the ones that work the best. So I have it in my modular mate here. Okay. I am also going to add a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. I really like the chia seeds. Maybe I'll just do 1 today. Yeah. It's kind of up and down sometimes, right? And then I'm also going, should have kept that one out. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to do not quite a full cup of milk. It's about probably 3/4. I should have grabbed that one. But, you know. And then I'm going to use one of the small yogurt cups to go in as well. I kind of like putting a lot into mine. Because like I say, I will split this into 2 and I can have it for my first break in the morning. I start at 6 in the morning, so by about 7:30, 8 o'clock, I'm ready for a little snack. All right, so we got that in there. Maybe I'll just, oops, use this small, all the yummy goodness in there, right? So I'm using strawberry yogurt, so I'm just gonna kind of mix that a little bit, just because it'll sit right. So usually about a cup, but it's roughly that. So I have some cut up strawberries I just did. So I'm going to put those in. And I kind of like to let them soak in. Just because filter around and absorb in. And then I'll just put the lid on. And I will put this in the fridge overnight, like now until like in the morning. So the last, I'm going to show you guys quickly the last webinar before this, the first one. I had done banana bread and it wasn't ready, so I'm going to quickly show you. This is the form. So now I know the difference in the timing, so which is great because normally I do 55 minutes. I literally had to only do this in 40 minutes. And look at that. Isn't that perfect? This is going to be really good to cut up and take in for coworkers, and then the other one would be for the kids for the week or a snack after supper. And I think we're going, who are we going back to next, Wendy? We going to you?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing. And I love our new silicone for banana bread or any kind of bread, really. It slides in and out of there like nothing and cooks fantastic. And I love that you did the prep portion of it on a previous webinar, and now you're popping on and sharing with us the finished product. I think I'm up next. I'm just looking at our webinar here, and Michelle was showing the overnight oats, and then I'm doing ice capped, guys. So I have some ice in this bowl here, and I'm going to show you quickly how to shave them up. And I'm going to use our amazing, this master system has so many options, and one of them is shaving ice. So I'm going to show you the shaving ice. So we have the base here. The base fits multiple pieces. So I'm going to slide in the next portion, and this I'm just going to turn, and that is fastening that baby to my counter. And then I'm going to take our ice shaver cover. You can do shredded cheese. You can do, oh my gosh, spiralizing. You can do sorbet. You can do shredded cheese, coleslaw, all of the above. This is the ice shaver. So I'm simply going to slide that right in there, and that is where our handle attaches onto the base of the actual insert. And now it is simply easy to turn. So obviously I want this ice to be shaved. So I'm gonna put some of it in here. I might need to get another little bowl here just to put some of it in so I can show you. Yes, I will. One sec. Good thing I keep my Tupperware handy, guys. Okay, let's put that extra ice here. Let's put this bowl underneath. And let's put here's our little base. This is to keep your hands safe. And we're it's gonna get noisy, sorry. Let's put the rest of that ice in. I just gotta relock. My countertop is wooden, so it doesn't stick as well as some countertops, but it still does the trick. One more little. Okay, we got some shaved ice, boys and girls. All right, let's move that off to the side. We got our shaved ice here. And now I'm going to take our Clearly Elegant pitcher, which I've already made some cold brew in, boys and girls, and I've already pre-done this. I did this in one of my parties. Kind of did this shaved or the ice cap thing, but I did it with the chopper, and it did not shave the ice the same way. So kind of glad I did a preview with them so I can do it properly with you guys. So I have a cup here, and I have my chopper here again, all cleaned up, ready to go. So we're gonna take that blade cover off again, and we're gonna put that shaved ice right in there. And then I pre-made in our ice cube trays some flavored coffee inserts. So these are a cup of cream or milk, a quarter cup or half cup, quarter cup or half cup of sweetened condensed milk, and some vanilla. And I simply poured them into the ice cube inserts. Now I'm using the amazing citrus peeler because these are soft, so they don't pop out of that. If you can press that, if it was ice cubes, you could literally press that out. But because they are a cream texture, they don't necessarily pop out. So I'm simply going to put, I don't know, about 4 or 5 of these in. And just literally add some cold brew. And we have ourselves, honestly, the same thing as that name brand company we all know. I'm not going to say their name, but it tastes exactly the freaking same. And we're making it ourselves, and we're making it with cold brew, not heated coffee. So the difference is cold brew is less acidic. It's not as hard on our tummies, hard on our heartburn, hard on all that stuff, because we're making it cold, brewing it cold. So I think I have Larissa popping on showing us how to use the actual cold brew, but I made mine ahead of time and I have it poured in our amazing, clearly elegant pitcher. And when it's in the pitcher, I know I can drink it. When it's in the cold brew, I know it's brewing. So that's just my household. So I'm going to add about a cup of that coffee right in there. I'm going to put the lid on, give it a twist, add the power, guys. Make sure it's lined up, give it a twist, and we're going to stir. That's about 12 pulls. And my ice cap is ready, boys and girls. I'm just going to pour that into my cup. All right, and we're going to get our straw. And the beauty of the straws is you have 2 portions. So if you have a taller cup or mug or something, you can add that extra portion. I don't need that. I'm just simply going to put it in. And enjoy. Yum. All right, who do we have up next? We have Michelle next.
Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm going to show you the cake taker. It's actually in our online specials. It was last month in our flyer. So I love the color. I'm just trying to be really careful with this one because this one is actually a gift. So I'm just going to be showing you. So there's a little tabs on the side. I don't know if you can see right here. It kind of unlocks it. It's on both sides with the handle. It's kind of neat. So then you can watch. We'll do it. Oh, popped it up. This is like huge size. It's actually really neat. It's got the nice little base. The color's neat. And then, I mean, the other side, if you have it sliced, you can turn around and put it on as well. So it's kind of a 2-sided. One side is like for a cake, and then the other side you slices. Maybe you're doing cake or you're doing a pie, maybe even so. That's kind of neat. You get a few sides there. So I'm just gonna put that aside for a second, and I'm going to show you quickly the other. Sorry, don't have a big kitchen, so I have to move things over a bit. Okay, let's move that out of the way for a minute. I'm going to show you the soup because it is done now, so depressurized. So I'm gonna obviously put it away from me. You never want to go towards you. The steam will hurt. So I'm going to try to come closer to my camera. Now, mind you, like I say, the onions I will be taking out because the kids don't like the onions. But and I'll also take the chicken out and chop it a little bit. And then on Tuesday, I will do some pasta in the pasta maker, and I will add it into the warmed up soup. And there you go. Great demos, everybody. Back to you, Wendy.
Oops. Sorry, couldn't get my video on there. It looks absolutely amazing. And I love, love, love that the opportunity to share in multiple demos is there for us all. So we can absolutely do that. So I'm up with my Oreo cookie blizzard, and I'm just gonna maybe see if Larissa can pop on with hers first, simply because I'm still washing my stuff. Larissa, are you available? Okay, she's not. Let's
I
do her.
am.
Oh,
Sorry.
you are. You are.
I was pushing
You are.
buttons. My timer actually just went for my 15 minutes to check them. So we're going to see if they're golden and ready. They are not. All right, they need 5 more. All right. But in the meantime, the butter and cream cheese has had a chance to soften some more. And so I'm going to finish making that. So the whip and mix, I now have it nice, light, frothy. It's no longer chunky bits. And for those of you who have not seen this, this is the Sifton store. So I measured 3/4 of a cup of icing sugar into it. Like most people, I have most of my baking ingredients in modular mates to keep them fresh, keep moisture out. And so there is my icing sugar, and it has one of the scoops that you can sometimes find in the tiny treasure packs. I'm not sure what that specific scoop is called. Maybe it's just called a scoop. That's in there. And for the Sifton store, you lift it off its base. There's always going to be a bit that has fallen through, so just shake that in and sift. So this will get rid of any clumps that are in that icing sugar. You can do this with your icing sugar. You can do this with your flour. I'm right-handed, so I'm just going to turn it around and use my dominant hand. Okay, so that's about half, maybe a little more. And I'm going to mix that in. So now it's getting, looks more like frosting. We've got some nice soft peaks going on. It takes a bit to sift your icing sugar. I find it worth it. I've just always sifted my dry ingredients for icing. There we go. And line the teeth back up with the handle, slip it in. And the last step is to add little bit of vanilla. Bless you. And if you need to thin out your icing a little, a splash of milk, or if I know a lot of people don't measure vanilla, I just do. This is an aged Mexican vanilla that has a very potent taste, and so if I was just to pour a splash, I'd probably overwhelm every other flavor. I'm just gonna check the cinnamon buns. Oh, they're so close. They're gonna take the 20 out of the 15 to 20 for sure. All right, and there is my cream cheese frosting that I'm going to scrape down the sides, give it a little bit more mixing, and then spread onto the cinnamon buns once they've cooled a little bit. I'm going to give them a couple more minutes in the oven and show them when we come back for reveals. Thank you all.
Oh my gosh, that looks fantastic. Now I have a couple different questions. One was, what was the reason for twisting the burger press? And the reason for twisting is leveling out your meat. If you just press down, you might press one side harder than the other. So twisting, it just makes it more even. And then the other question was, is heavy cream the same as whipping cream or different? I'm going to leave that up to you, Larissa. Do you want to answer that question before I do my live?
Here in Canada, it's the same. I believe in the UK, you'll see two different names, and the whipping cream is 35% and the heavy cream is 22. That is off the top of my head, my recollection. It might be the opposite, but
no, I agree 100%. I just thought, gosh, you know, you're working with your creams right now more than I am. So that would have been my exact answer. You're going to check your percentage. So a whipping cream and a heavy cream, you just want to make sure that you have the heavier of the two regarding your recipe. If it calls for a heavy cream, then definitely you want the heavier of the two. All right, guys, let's make a homemade blizzard, because who wants to pay the freaking price of a blizzard at your local blankety blank business, right? So I'm just doing Oreo, but you could do, I mean, in my household, if I could do peanut butter blizzard, gosh, I would do it, but I can't because I have peanut allergies. But you could do Rolo, you could do Scorbit, you could do cookie dough, you could do whatever. We're doing Oreo today. And I'm simply going to throw in, I don't know, about 8 Oreo cookies. And I am going to break them in half simply because sometimes they do get hooked up on your blades. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just going to mute whoever's got sound on. Mute. All right, I think I have everybody muted. All right, guys, so we have the cookies in there. Now we're going to use our amazing ice cream scoop. And I'm going to tell you right now, this ice cream scoop is kind of magical. If I was to put an ice cube in here and just hang on to the handle, you could see the ice cube melt. It's the heat of your hand that makes it so much easier to scoop. So I just have simple vanilla ice cream. Did I get? Yeah, I didn't even get like French vanilla or anything fancy like that, just vanilla. And I did pull it out early so that it was softer, because my freezer tends to freeze things pretty hard. So I'm going to do about 3 or 4. That's maybe a closer to 4 scoops. One more. And then I'm going to add some chocolate syrup. Whatever brand name you want, just chocolate syrup. Squeeze it in there. Put your lid on and then your power. Get it on there. Oh, I'm not hooked on here quite right. What do I got wrong here? Get it on there right. I had to wash this up quick. There we go. It will take a bit more pressure than the last few things I was doing because the ice cream is hard. So give it a good pulse. All right, let's have a look. There you go. Let's pull this out. Should we do the dump test? Blizzard test. Guys, homemade blizzards, put them in your freezer, mate. Scoop out as you want, and you have the most delicious ice cream for, I think it was $4.29 for that tub of ice cream. And it was, I don't know, $5 for this thing of Oreo cookies. And this was about $4 or $5. But I have blizzards coming out my ears for the next probably few weeks. So guys, definitely cheaper than going down and spending $7 on a little cup, because I probably have enough for 2 or 3 people right here. All right, up next, let me just look. I think we're ready for, are we ready for reveals, guys? You guys let me know.
Did you want me to do cold brew?
Absolutely, do
I
cold
was
brew.
just gonna say that.
All right, let's move delicious frosting out of the way. And let's bring in, so Wendy was talking about the cold brew and how she brews it in the carafe and then transfers it to her pitcher so she knows when it's brewing versus when it's ready to drink. This is the cold brew carafe. It's on sale right now for this month. It's got just a loose lid. It does not fit tight, it just sits on. It has a metal insert, and on the metal insert, there's 2 different lines. The bottom line is regular strength. The top line is extra strength if you're making a concentrate. And then the carafe is the same plastic as the Clearly Elegant. This is one of the large canisters. To compare it to what's currently in the Blushing Blossoms, this is the largest, this is the second size. So that's, it also then comes with the smallest of the one-touch canisters and 2 of those toppers, which I find just a perfect size for doing my tea, sugar, and sweetener. Of course. Let's pull that out. Okay. I keep my coffee beans in this large. This is the other type of scoop that you may get in one of the tiny treasure packs. And this one's called a rocker scoop. It rocks. It is designed, I have it in my sugar and my flour. It's designed that when you put it in your modular mate straight down, the lid can still close because it's flat on the top. But I use it to scoop my beans. And after I grind them into one of our Fresh and Cool I like grinding it into the Fresh and Cool because it has this very nice shape where I can pour straight in. And so this should be the perfect amount to hit that first line. Yeah. So when I fill this up, I usually get 3 batches out of it. You can use your chopper to grind up your beans. You can use what Wendy was showing with the master system. It actually has a grinder as one of the cones. And so versatile products. And this, you can see I've got the container and the scoop just sitting right in there. The lid will fit right on. And grab my pitcher of water. I think this is bigger than what's currently on sale. Yeah, this is the 3.75, but it's the same style as the one that's on sale right now in the Cinco de Mayo flyer. That one is 2 liters. So right now it's in a closed position. I think some water will come out if I pour. Well, not much, but push on the back. It opens that up. And when you're making your cold brew, you fill it to the bottom of the metal, or sorry, the bottom of the plastic, the top of the metal. And then I like to just give mine a few up and downs just to settle some of those coffee grinds that floated up so that they're all getting moist and they are all ready to brew in the fridge. Depending on how strong you like it, 16, 18, 24 hours. I also will do tea. I have a separate set that's just for tea so that it doesn't transfer coffee flavor to it. And my teas I will do for only 12 hours. But the cold brew of green tea is nice. It doesn't have that bitterness that I sometimes find I get when I do a hot green tea brew. So that is ready to go in the fridge. And I won't ice them, but I can do my reveal real quick if you guys want.
Absolutely. Go for your reveal.
There's the cinnamon buns, fresh hot out of the oven. And we're gonna let those cool a bit and frost them up. And I will submit pictures for everyone to see the finished product at the end. Have a great rest of your day.
All right, I'm going to do my reveal real quick because I have my Blizzard, obviously, ready to go into the freezer. I did another batch while we were chatting, sharing that new cold brew recipe. And so we have a full container here. And I'm going to throw that in the freezer. Also wanted to show you that I did 1 burger in the MPG and I have 3 here ready to go in the freezer and 4 more in a separate batch. I just put different lids on here, but let's have a look at my burger. All right, guys, this is the MPG. This thing grills in the microwave. It amazes me every time, like really. So look at that. Oop. It is a grilled hamburger. Let's get something out here to give it a flip so you can see that both sides are completely grilled. Yum, ready to go. And look at how easily it comes off, and all of this, you know, excess is coming off. So easy to clean because it's non-stick. You just need to add cheese and a bun and all our toppings and we're ready to go. And then of course my amazing ice cap. Half gone. All right, let's see the next reveal. Who's up next?
Larissa. Or sorry, it was
Cindy?
Cindy, thank you.
You're welcome.
Away, Cindy.
Hey, hi everybody. So the Bob has sat down here. He's been sat down for a little while now. So I'm just going to unlock the lever here. And give this a twist, and you always open it away from yourself because you don't want to get a steam burn. And I always like to check the temperature just to make sure we're good. And yeah, we're well over 190 degrees, and I think the recipe actually said to cook it to about 145, so it's plenty cooked. It looks delicious. I'm just going to see if I can get one of the, mix it a little bit in the sauce here. Put one out on my plate. It says to let it rest for about 10 minutes before you serve it, but I'll just give it a slice here just so you can see for sure that it is done. Oh, yeah, it's just, it wants to fall apart instead of slice. But anyways, there we go. It looks beautiful. So I would serve this with probably a rice dish with lots of the sauce that's in there, and it's going to be fabulous. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh my gosh, look at how tender that is. Literally cooked in the microwave for what, 25, 30 minutes max. Oh my gosh, over rice, over noodles, beside whatever you want, maybe even pull it apart, make pulled pork sandwiches. Fantastic idea. And so easy to do when, you know, you're in a hurry. You have a busy lifestyle, whatever. You can absolutely do that. All right. Do we have any other reveals? Nancy, let's see yours.
Okay, you ready for this? While it was sitting, I put the microwave splatter guard over top of it to keep it warm. So we'll take it off, see the steam come up. I'm going to give this a little bit of a stir. I forgot to put the spices on it until after I was off camera, and then so I stopped the microwave and put on some garlic powder and some oregano. And the smells are just fantastic in my kitchen right now. In the middle one, we have the steak. Give this a stir. Oh man. You need smell-o-vision so you can smell it. That's what that looks like. And then on the bottom, we have the cream corn. Which is that one?
Oh my gosh, Nancy. Like really, one full meal in the stack cooker in literally minutes. And I wish I was there to actually taste and smell too. It looks fantastic. Michelle,
You
did you
can,
have?
sorry, I was
Sure.
just going to say you can do them individually if you want to, or you can mix and match your recipes with the stack cooker.
I love it. Love, love, love it. And the beauty is you can, you know, add the ingredients you want. You don't necessarily have to follow the recipe. You saw that with Nancy. Like she didn't necessarily have carrots. She didn't necessarily have all the ingredients, but she made it work and she made a fantastic meal in literally minutes in her microwave. So exciting. All right, Michelle, did you have anything you needed to reveal?
No, I think I revealed everything. I'm
All
good.
right, guys.
We're good.
Perfect. Well, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. Those of you that have demoed, make sure that you share photos and make sure you comment in that challenge in top of the line because you guys all qualify for participating in a webinar. And everyone that joined us, if you learned something, you can qualify for a challenge too. Go into top of the line, scroll down to the April challenges, find the challenge that says constantly learning, and you, if you learn something, make a post in top of the line, tag me and tag a few friends and your director, and then comment in the challenge saying I'm constantly learning and I joined a webinar to learn this. So fantastic day, guys. Go enjoy that sunshine And hopefully you all get to see the eclipse tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Take care, everyone.